The ramblings of a madman can be very dangerous, especially for those of you who listen.
Triple Threat is for a mature audience only.
It's time! It's time! It's
Triple Threat! Triple Threat!
Triple Threat is in effect.
Suplex City, bitch! On the mothership.
Welcome to another episode of Triple Threat. I am Big Daddy. Right.
I mean, Jesus, it's like if they changed the covering of the Ding Dong to like vanilla. I mean, come on, what the hell, man?
And the myth, the legend, the prank.
For every action, there's a reaction. And a partial reaction is quite a fucking thing.
What could you say about T3 that hasn't already been said about Marty Jannetty?
My shoes cost more than your house!
Triple Threat is in effect.
We are just 2 days away from Crown Jewel. Hello everyone, my name is Big Daddy STV and welcome to another episode of Triple Threat. I am Big Daddy STV. Hope everybody is doing great on this Halloween night. Hope you got a lot of treats. I know I did. Trying not to eat them all at once because that would be really, really bad. Before I get started, I would like to inform you guys that now that we are on Anchor FM, so if you want to listen to the podcast instead of watching it on YouTube and Twitch, you can download it from Apple, iTunes, Google, Spotify, Breaker, Pocket Cast, Radio Public, and Stitcher. So if you want to download it so you can listen to the gym, on the walk, so whatever you do when you listen to podcasts, go to these sites or download it for Anchor FM. And just start it right now. So if you wanted to listen instead of watching on YouTube or Twitch, you can go to these sites. That's Apple iTunes, the Google Podcast, the Spotify, Breaker, Pocket Cast, Radio Public, and Stitcher. Just put in STV Productions and you should be able to find us. If you want to listen on support us on Twitch, you can go to my Twitch channel. That's Shada SHADA 3121 on Twitch or YouTube. Just put in SVEAL as SVEAL and you can find us on YouTube. Alright folks, let's get into this. Evolution was this Sunday, the first ever women's pay-per-view by WWE. Pretty good show. If I had it rated, I would give it a high 7.5 out of 10. Pretty good pay-per-view. The crowd was pretty much lit for this one. Couldn't tell if it was sold out or not. They had the lights down low, so it probably wasn't completely sold out like WWE wanted it to, but the crowd was still good and lively. Let's run down the card quick. First match was Trish and Lita versus Mickie James and Alicia Fox. Alexa Bliss came out in her Alice in Wonderland costume, which was very good. Unfortunately, Alexa Bliss couldn't compete because apparently she had a concussion, but that didn't stop her from interfering in the match. Decent match. A few botches here and there by Alicia Fox. She missed the run in, and the ref had to stall in order for her to come in and break up the pin. But pretty good match. Mickie James pretty much kept this match together. Good seeing Lita and Trish. Trish didn't miss a step. Lita did an awesome moonsault off on Mickie James and Alicia Fox. Trish did a satisfaction and chick kick, and they got the win as I pretty much guessed. Next match was the 20 women battle royal. Every woman that entered the battle royal got an entrance. Good seeing Alundra Blaze since she couldn't make it to the first women's World Rumble because she was healing from a surgery. Good seeing Molly Holly back. Good seeing Ivory. And who else? Maria Maria and Kelly. Highlights of the Battle Royal was Tamina and Nia Jax going off on everybody. Wouldn't be surprised if they team up for the so-called WWE women's tag titles. They would be pretty much a good tag team. Pretty much another highlight was Asuka and Amber Moon. Amber Moon was so freaking over in this match. The crowd went nuts for her, and Asuka's shining NXT. Amber Moon got the best of Asuka, eliminated Asuka, which left her and Nia Jax and Tamina. She got rid of Tamina, then she was trying to get rid of Nia Jax. I don't know what Selena Vega pulled the edge and knocked both her and Nia Jax out the ring, but not onto the floor. Selena celebrated too early. Nia Jax comes in, made her pay for her mistake, threw her right on Tamina. If you look closely, it looked like Tamina got smacked in the face with Serena Vega's leg, which probably didn't feel so good. Then Amber Moon tried the best to take out Nia Jax, but it was too much. Nia Jax just threw her out of the ring, and your winner is Nia Jax. She get her shot at Ronda Rousey at a later date, which is okay with me, but I kind of feel bad for Amber Moon because, like I said, she was really over in this match. But I'm kind of okay with seeing Nia Jax taking on Ronda Rousey. They had a good match. I think it was back in Money in the Bank. Yeah, it was Money in the Bank. Hopefully they can do the same the next time they meet. Okay, the next match is the 2018 Mae Young Classic Finals. Toni Storm versus Io Shirai. Very good match. My only complaint was this match was short as hell. What the fuck? 9 minutes for Toni Storm and Io Shirai. Very good match. Io Shirai coming off the top rope with a moonsault, connecting with Toni Storm. Toni Storm hitting the suplex on the outside, on the outside of the ring. Very sick. Toni Storm hitting the Storm Zero on Io Shirai to get the win, and was named the 2018 winner of the Mae Young Classic. I'm definitely looking. Hopefully these two will meet up again. If I remember correctly, Toni Storm is in the NXT UK. And I'm pretty sure that Io Shirai is going to head to NXT. But hopefully these two will be up again and have a follow-up match, because I think they deserve a lot more time than they were given. Alright, the next match is the 6-woman tag, the Riot Squad versus Sasha Banks, Natalya, and Bayley. Okay match. A few botches. Sasha botching, trying to do dive to the outside, but pretty okay match. Natalya did a double sharpshooter. Her and Sasha did a hard tag in remembrance of her father. In the match had Bayley doing the elbow to shout out for Macho Man, and Sasha doing the fall splash for remembrance of Eddie. I pretty much kind of guessed that Sasha was gonna do that. Something in my head while watching this match, because Natty and her doing the hard tag to remember her dad, something in my head said that she's probably gonna do something. She probably gonna do a frost splash to remember Eddie as well, and sure enough she did. Your winner is the Riot Squad. I mean, not the Riot Squad, but Sasha Banks, Natalya, and Bayley. Also, just find this out today that Bayley did also a kind of remembrance of Sharon Martel with a little heart on her face. If you remember, Sharon Martel used to do that back in the day, where she had the heart on her face, which I thought was pretty cool. And I thought that was pretty cool of Bayley. Okay, next match is the NXT Women's Championship, Kairi Sane versus Shayna Baszler. Pretty good match. as I pretty much knew it was going to be. The whole back and forth between Kairi Sane and Shayna Baszler was just excellent. Pretty kind of knew that the rest of the four horsewomen was going to get involved when Kairi sent Shayna into the crowd. Kairi gets hit by one of the four horsewomen, causing her to go into the submission. She gets knocked out by Shayna Baszler, and the referee calls the match. And your winner is two-time NXT champion Shayna Baszler. I'm pretty sure this is going to lead to them fighting one more time at War Games, and Kairi Sane getting the title back, and then Shayna Baszler getting called up. But pretty good match from both women. Can't wait for what they're gonna see what they're gonna do for NXT Takeover. Okay, the next match is pretty much the match of the night, which I think should have been the main event for the whole show. The last women's standing match for the SmackDown Women's title, Charlotte Flair versus Becky Lynch. Very good match. Becky and Charlotte put on a clinic. They used candlesticks, chairs, tables, ladders. Basically, it was pretty much a TLC last women's standing match. The whole figure eight on the ladder was sick. The suplex on the chairs. The one spot where Charlotte tried to do a moonsault on the Becky, but the table didn't break. And unlike what she did in Hell in a Cell, Charlotte tried again and got it by doing a swanton on the table to break it. Biggest spot was Becky doing the leg drop off the ladder, and then at the end, Becky putting Charlotte through the table on the outside. Charlotte couldn't make it to her feet by the 10 count, and your winner is still your champion, Becky Lynch. Honestly, if I had to choose between this and the women's Hell in a Cell match, I will go with this match. Not taking anything away from Charlotte and Sasha and what they did in the Hell in a Cell match, but to me, this one was a hell of a lot better than that match, and I'm glad that WWE kept the title on Becky Lynch, and hopefully now Becky can go to another feud while Sasha hopefully gets ready for the Royal Rumble and set up for her and Ronda Rousey. And speaking of Ronda Rousey, the main event was Ronda Rousey versus Nikki Bella for the Raw Women's title match. It was an okay match. Didn't really care for the Bellas, and them trying to sell this. Like I said before, this whole match is just crazy for me to believe that Nikki Bella and Brie Bella can stand up against Ronda Rousey. I actually thought that that Ronda actually separated Nikki's shoulders as much as she was, doing those moves on Nikki. I mean, I'm not surprised that Nikki's arm didn't pop off, but the whole back and forth was kind of lame. But yeah, okay match. That whole Bella Lucian was kind of dumb, but as good as it could get out of a Nikki Bella match with Ronda. Honestly, I think that the SmackDown Women's Championship should have main event, should have ended the pay-per-view, but I guess because it's Ronda Rousey and WWE wants to promote her, she had close out the show. Ronda put Nikki into the armbar to get the win, and your winner and still champion Ronda Rousey. Like I say, pretty good pay-per-view. Hopefully they do get to do another women's pay-per-view, another Evolution. Hopefully the whole ticket sales and the whole thing with the crowd does not hurt them doing another one. I wouldn't mind that they do another one. let's just hope that instead of making it look like a high price house show, that they actually use a ramp and make it more like a regular pay-per-view instead of a more expensive house show, because they didn't have the ramps. They had like the set where they use for house shows. Next time, you have a ramp and actual big props like you do for the other regular pay-per-views. I don't mean like go all out like for WrestleMania, but at least give them a ramp like the regular pay-per-views instead of the set they use for a house show, to make it like a glorified house show. But all in all, decent pay-per-view, and I congratulate all the women that participated in the pay-per-view. Now let's get down to Crown Jewel. A lot of stories coming out of Crown Jewel. For a lot of you that probably don't know, John Cena has pretty much said that he won't go to Saudi Arabia. He pretty much has declined to go back to Saudi Arabia. John Cena was in Saudi Arabia for the greatest Royal Rumble, but because of the whole incident with the reporter, John Cena has decided not to go. Mark Henry talked to TMZ the other day saying that John should go. He doesn't understand why John didn't want to go to Saudi Arabia, but he thought that John should go. Look, I know a lot of people are talking about how John should go and how he's got to be an example for the company. Listen, John Cena is a movie star now, and I know a lot of people say, well, he can't be like those Hollywood stars, being too political. Listen, John Cena is starring in that Bumblebee movie. I don't know if it's this month or next month that Bumblebee movie is supposed to be coming out, but I'm pretty sure he's got to do promotional work for that movie, and I doubt that the movie company, the production company, wants to deal with any other backlash that WWE is going to get for going to perform in Saudi Arabia. Maybe John Cena would go, but because he's legally tied to that movie and signed a contract with them, he can't do it. And John Cena wants to stay working in Hollywood and don't want to get blacklisted. Plus, I'm pretty sure that if he breaks that contract, there's a lot of fines and stuff like that. I don't know for sure. I'm just speculating, like, the main reason why he wouldn't want to go and do Crown Jewel, but I can pretty much think that that might be the main reason why John Cena doesn't want to go. So I kind of understand why John would say no to going to Crown Jewel. Also, Daniel Bryan has talked about his disdain about going to Saudi Arabia and is out of the world title match, the WWE title match at Crown Jewel. So this week on SmackDown, fans were treated in Atlanta to the match between AJ Styles and Daniel Bryan. Pretty good match. If you have not seen it, I suggest you go and see it. A lot of back and forth by Daniel Bryan and AJ. AJ get the win. Then after the match, Samoa Joe shockingly came in, beat up on AJ. Daniel Bryan tried to help AJ, but ended up getting beat up by Samoa Joe himself. So it looks like that Samoa Joe is going to take the place of Daniel Bryan for the WWE title at Crown Jewel. That's pretty much all that we got for Crown Jewel. So let's get down to my predictions. let's start out with Best in the World World Cup match. World Cup tournament. It's gonna be for the Raw side. Kurt Angle, Dolph Ziggler, Seth Rollins, and Bobby Lashley. We're gonna have Lashley versus Rollins and Ziggler versus Kurt Angle. I'm gonna go with Rollins over Lashley and Angle over Ziggler. On the SmackDown side, we got Rey Mysterio versus Miz and Randy Orton versus Jeff Hardy. I'm gonna go with Miz over Hardy and Orton over Rey Mysterio. Actually, I take it back. Actually, Miz over Hardy and Rey Mysterio over Randy Orton. And I'm gonna say Miz will beat Mysterio, which will have Miz and Seth Rollins in the finals. And your winner, to me, is going to be Miz. I think Miz deserves it and needs this more than anything else because he's been awesome this whole year. If they weren't going to give him a title shot for the WWE Championship, then they could at least give this to him. Next match on the card is the Bar versus the New Day for the SmackDown Tag Team Championship. I'm going to go with the Bar. It doesn't really seem like they're going to get the title off the Bar after they just won it at the Super Showdown. I wish that they kept it on New Day, but I guess they're gonna give the Bar a long push for now. Really don't like that they have Big Show with the Bar. I'm kind of surprised that show is even on SmackDown, but honestly, they don't really need a show with them. We were doing just fine without a show. The next match is the WWE title match between AJ Styles and Samoa Joe. I think they're going to keep the title on AJ. I think Joe will just fill in for Daniel Bryan. Should be a great match between Joe and AJ Styles. I'm going with AJ Styles over Joe to keep the title. Now, a lot of people say, are WWE going to punish Daniel Bryan for not going to Saudi Arabia? I think he probably won't get the title anytime soon, but I'm pretty sure he's going to have to be job out for a few matches after not going over there. So I think it's going to be AJ Styles, but it's still going to be a good match between him and Samoa Joe. Next match is Braun Strowman versus Brock Lesnar for the vacant WWE Universal title. God, I want Braun Strowman to win this, but I get the feeling that they're going to put the title back on Brock Lesnar, and honestly, Brock Lesnar does not need the WWE title again, but honestly, they killed any momentum that Braun had going when he won the Money in the Bank in order to try to get Roman over and had him turn heel to go against the Shield. And now because Roman's out battling leukemia, now Strowman's back to being a face. I want them to put the title on Strowman, but I don't know if WWE would do that. I think WWE is probably going to try to give the title back to Brock and probably maybe hold off until maybe the Royal Rumble before getting brought to drop the title to somebody. I hope not, but I really want Strowman to win, but I get this distinct feeling that WWE is going to give the title back to Brock Lesnar, which I really do not want. Next match and final match is DX versus Undertaker and Kane, the Brothers of Destruction. You know, if Shawn Michaels is going to come out of retirement, I want Shawn Michaels to come out of retirement to either face AJ Styles or even The Rock. And I've been wanting to see The Rock versus Shawn Michaels since Michaels screwed The Rock out of the WWE title on SmackDown. But that never happened because it said that there was beef between Michaels and The Rock. I hope and pray that, you know, one day Rock decides to come back and say that he wants to face the showstopper at WrestleMania. That I would definitely love to see Michaels and The Rock go at it. That's the only thing I would really want Rock to come back for, is a match between him and Shawn Michaels. That I would be glad to see in a WrestleMania match. But I think Michael said in an interview that he didn't want to face AJ because he didn't think that he can keep up with AJ at his age. I'm not for sure, but somebody said that was the reason why they couldn't do him and AJ. I think it was either this WrestleMania or the WrestleMania after. But if I had to pick, I'm going to go with Taker and Kane. I don't really see why DX would have to go over. I mean, Triple H already got his win over Taker. I think the Brothers of Destruction are going to win over DX. But I'm not really holding my breath on this match. But if it's anything like the match they had at Super Showdown, it's probably going to be good and probably going to be no DQ again, like last time. So it should be a good match. Oh no, it's a okay card. A lot of people were saying that WWE should cancel the show because of the controversy with the reporter. I understand where people are coming from, but let's be honest, WWE was in a rock and a hard place. You know, they were damn if they do, damn if they don't. Because when you deal with people like the royal family of Saudi Arabia, you can't just quit on them. Plus, I'm pretty sure Vince already spent that money probably on the XFL. And, you know, you can't really say no to them after you took their money. If you see the Sopranos, you know what I'm going with. But, you know, I'm not shocked that WWE didn't move the venue because, you know, they took money for these people, so there's no way that they're not going to not give these people a show, because God help them, they would be in really big trouble. But I wouldn't be surprised either if WWE takes a hit from this, you know, doing the show in Saudi Arabia. But we will see. Also, I want to talk a little bit about you know, people. I was seeing signs in Evolution for a women's tag titles. I'm not against women's tag titles. the problem I have is, one, they're not even they don't really have enough women to do a women's tag titles on the main roster. Now, if they spread it out and have both women from Raw, SmackDown, and the two NXTs, then I would say they could probably do it. But if they just gonna do the main roster, it's not gonna be enough women to carry and do the whole women's tag titles. Plus, they're not even doing a good job with the men's. I mean, SmackDown, they need more tag teams. It's just hot potato between the New Day, the Bar, and the Usos. They're gonna need some more tag teams on SmackDown, and they hardly using them any tag teams on Raw. I mean, all we got is Dean and Seth, but they finna feud against each other. House of Pain, the Revival, and Bobby Roode and Chad Gable, which they really need to just disband that group. They need to turn Bobby heel and get him away from Chad Gable and put Jason Jordan back with Chad Gable, because they should have never had broken up American Alpha and the Ascension. So honestly, I don't really see this working out unless they. To me, this is what they do. Like I said before, if they do it for both Raw and SmackDown and NXT and NXT UK, then I can see it work. Also, if they give the women's division their own show like 205 Live, then I would say that would work. Until then, no, I don't think that they should have a tag team titles right now. I mean, WWE doesn't even promote all the other titles. I mean, look at what they're doing with Shinsuke and the US title. Last night on SmackDown was his title defense in a long time against R-Truth. They haven't even used him much since he won the US title. They used Seth, but like I said, they have Seth and Dean fighting for the tag titles, so they're pretty much vacant on Raw now, and that's pretty much it. Also, they don't promote the WWE title like they do the Universal title. It seems like they care more for the Universal title than they do the WWE title. But I just think it's a bad idea right now, unless they do put it on not just the main roster, but the NXT and the NXT UK. That's the only time I would think that it will work. Alright, guys, that's my thoughts on Evolution and my prediction for Crown Jewel. Don't forget that Crown Jewel is this Friday at, I think, 12 o'clock on the WWE Network. Also, I would like to remind you guys that now you guys can listen to this podcast on Anchor FM. You can also listen on Apple iTunes, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Breaker, Pocket Cast, Radio Public, and Stitcher. So if you guys don't want to listen to it and watch it on YouTube or Twitch, you can go to these podcast downloads and download it from there, and listen while you're at the gym, for a walk, or just lying on your couch like I do. You can download it from Anchor FM, Apple iTunes, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Breaker, Pocket Cast, Radio Public, and Stitcher. Come check me out at YouTube at SVEL. That's SVEL on YouTube. Twitch is Shada, SHADA 3121. And if you wanna check me out on Twitter, is SHADA 2131. Thank you guys, and I will see you next time. Take care, and don't eat too much candy.